note, let's kickstart the show then. And when you take us through what the global markets looked like, US has been quite, topsy-turvy over the course of the week, but not all that bad.
By the end of the week, at least on Friday, it was on a positive
note. Not all
note.
that bad, exactly.
Yeah, Friday it closed on the positive note. Though for the week, yes, we've seen Dow Jones that finished a bit lower by around 0.6%. Also, S&P 500 also closed lower, as well as Nasdaq. So yes, for the week, all the three benchmark indices in the US surely did close lower. But all in all, for Friday, it did close on the positive note, keeping an eye out on that. Now, this week is going to be quite interesting when you watch out for, in terms of the US markets, you're watching out for the IIP CPI data in the US. So that is something, all investors and in the market, US markets are keeping an eye out on, that inflation data point, consumer price index. That is where everyone is going to be watching out for. It's on Tuesday and Wednesday, US time. So yes, Wednesday, Thursday for us is what we'll be keeping an eye out on. A lot of heavyweight earnings also will be coming out of the US. Important to see and how these will be actually performing. We have Walmart, we have Home Depot. So yes, the retail side, maybe that's something that we are keeping an eye out on in terms of numbers. Cisco also will be reporting its numbers. Now, other than that, let's keep an eye out on some commentary also that came in. Fed's Bowman also spoke about rate cuts that will be needed if inflation keeps, falling. Then yes, rate cuts is something that they would be looking at. As of now, US stock futures, steady inflation data, everyone's keeping an eye out on that. So yes, that's the handover from the US markets, but European markets and how they closed. FTSE DAX, slight bit of a positive bias, you could say 0.2% of an uptick that we are seeing for FTSE as well as DAX, and CAC is something that has remained unchanged. So yes, European markets, overall global markets were much more volatile. So yes, keeping an eye out on that one. Interesting move that are coming in right now, but slight bit of a positive handover though. Because so much has happened in the Indian markets and so many news flows that came in, say we're keeping an eye out on how it opens. As of now, Nifty implied not bad, right? A flattish start is what one could watch out for. 0.1% of decline, so nothing that Nifty normally doesn't manage to recover if we have to talk about a move coming in. But yes, nothing bad for the Nifty implied open, just 0.1% of downtick as of now that we're seeing.
Absolutely. With that, let's also take a look at what commodities have done overnight, and lots to talk about on that front as well. European markets have ended green. Also on the commodities front, now WTI and Brent as of now rather flat, but in the green nonetheless. WTI at $77 per barrel, so comfortably above that 75 mark. Brent is also at 79.7, so just kissing distance away from that $80 per barrel mark is where Brent is at as well. And lots to talk about also when it actually comes to oil, because US crude oil, right, which is the WTI crude oil index, has gained more than 4% this week as recession fears have eased and the risk of a wider war in the Middle East that could disrupt production and transformation that continues to, however, loom over the market. So we will be keeping a watchful eye on what oil, gold and other assets also do over the next few days. Oil advanced as the S&P 500 traded higher on Friday and erasing most of its losses from a steep sell-off that both of these indices have seen earlier in the week. Now, the Middle East remains on edge after the assassination of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran last week, remember, and Israel has been preparing for retaliatory strikes by Iran and the Hezbollah militia in Lebanon, though the US has been working through diplomatic channels to avert an escalation of hostilities. Now also comes into play a whole host of other countries. The US, Egypt as well as Qatar have demanded in a joint statement that Hamas and Israel return to the negotiating table to close a ceasefire deal in Gaza. So this is everything that has been happening on the geopolitical front, and that has been affecting oil and crude. But with that,
if you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.